Welcome to meditation time here at PBC Northgate. We are reading Daniel chapter 5 from verse 5. The king with his nobles, they are drinking wine, but they are drinking from the vessels that they were taken from the temple in Jerusalem. Suddenly, the figures of a human head appeared and wrote on the plaster of the wall near the lampstand in the royal palace. The king watched the head as it wrote. His face turned pale, and he was so frightened that his legs became weak and his knees were knocking. He summoned the enchanters, astrologers, and diviners, and the wise people of Babylon, and they were not able to read the writing on the wall. God had written, Mene, Mene, Tekel, Upasin. The passage is the writing on the wall, and this is a common English phrase, the writing on the wall. Did you know that God takes note of the things you do? And God has a cup of approval when you pray and then reach the threshold to qualify for answered prayer, but also God has a cup of iniquity. And for this king, Belshazzar, the cup of iniquity filled up when he used the cups for worshiping God in Jerusalem to drink wine for himself as his nobles. Remember, God had already written in Mount Sinai the commandments which he gave Moses. Moses came down, broke the tablets in anger, went back, God wrote again. Now God is writing a third time, and he is saying, look, king, today you are judged and you are found wanting, and your kingdom is taken away from you. In fact, that very night, Cyrus and Darius, they came and destroyed Nineveh and Babylon. And this king died, and his kingdom was taken because God had written on the wall, judgment. Today is my prayer that God will write on your wall approval. Remember when he talked to the devil in the book of Job chapter 1, he said, have you considered my servant Job? He is faithful, there is none like unto him. Or in Daniel chapter 6, when he says Daniel is excellent, is praiseworthy, he's without negligence, he's not corrupt, just matters of his God. You can have issues with. How does God rate you? What can he write about you? Because he's written good things and also he's written terrible judgments. Like for this king, Mene, Mene, Tekel, Upasin, you are judged and found wanting. Yani, haufiki kipimo, and action was taken against him. Today, I hope and pray you'll put aside the cup of iniquity and start putting in the cup of approval. It is, how do you fill this cup? Is by worshiping God, is by doing that which is light. Titus 2:11, the Bible says the grace of God has appeared to all men, teaching them to say yes to the things of God and no to the things of evil. That's where you stand. The Bible says in John 14:21, hear God and obey him, and you'll fill up the cup of approval. God says, I will hear prayer and I'll answer prayer for the ones whose hearts are clean. If you consider iniquity in your heart, the Lord will not hear you. And so today, may God clean you up and make you approved, and may he help you to bear him fruit, so that what you do, he connects with you and brings out results which are godly. They went to look for Daniel because they say Daniel has an excellent spirit. It means he cultivated godliness. The Bible says 3 times a day he opened the window towards Jerusalem and prayed. He was adding to his cup of approval. And God said, I can work with Daniel. I can use him to have my power. In Daniel 11:32b, he says, those who know their God, they will be great. So, media people, if you know your God, you will be great and you will do exploits. Remember, God has a cup of iniquity, but also a cup of approval. May your cup of approval today be filled, and may God make a visitation upon you and bless your life and bless it indeed. Thank you for tuning in. God bless you.